All right, all right, all right. We're going to give people time to get on. This is Bishop Abrams, and if you are able to sign on with me, I want you to do that tonight. We're going to talk about LGBT relationships. So I need folks to get on tonight. I need people to sign on. I need people to like and give me the likes so that we can go where we need to go. Okay, so again, hopefully people are able to tune in with us tonight. Bishop Allyson Abrams, and we are looking to get people to tune in with us on tonight. We are live here, live, live, live. Okay, so hopefully people will come in here in just a few minutes. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I'm looking for my co-host. Thank you for joining me on tonight. I'm looking for my co-host. Thank you for joining me on tonight. Looking for my co-host. Thank you all for joining me on tonight. I think we're going to have a good discussion tonight. Looking for my co-host. Thank you for joining me on tonight. Thank you. Come on in. Thank you for joining on tonight. Thank you for joining on tonight. Now I might need to put my glasses on so I can see who's coming in the room. All right, thank you for joining on tonight. Thank you for joining on tonight. Okay. I need to again put my glasses on so I can see who's coming in the room. We're going to get started. Thank you for coming on tonight. Get started in just a moment. I'm looking for my co-host. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, could be because I didn't send her the note to say I was on. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming on tonight. We're going to have a good conversation tonight. We're going to talk about relationships, which is something that we all know about, okay? And so I'm waiting for my co host. I'm looking for her on tonight. Ah, here she is. Okay. Good evening, good evening. How can I get you up to the screen? Uh oh. Uh oh. Okay, so that means don't mess with anything I don't know about.
Okay.
Look, I'm trying to get you to be on the double screen like we had seen before, and I guess I'm not able to
the
do that.
the I think to do that you do the co-host.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Let
do.
me let me go out and see if it's a something that I have to ask you to let me do. Hey
Okay.
Sean, I see you.
All right. Thank you, people who are coming in. Thank you so much. Um, Okay, so y'all could see that I have no idea how to get this to work, but I don't want her to be at the bottom. I want her to be as a co-host. So you all keep coming in the room. We're gonna get Dr. K back on here in just a moment. We're gonna talk about relationships on tonight. Hopefully somebody will be blessed by our conversation. But we got to get our co-host back in the room. Okay. So wait a minute. Here it is. Um. Oh. I think I did the wrong thing. So what happened? Where's Dr. K? The guest has already gone offline. Okay. So we're gonna try this again. Okay. So um. Hopefully Dr. K can get in here tonight. Um. Yeah, if anybody knows how to do where she can be a co-host. Good evening, good evening. Thank you guys for being here. Um, all right, Rico. Um, okay. She needs to get off this live, go live, and invite you to go dual. Oh, is that what we have to do? We have to invite her to be dual. Um, Oh, so do I send her a co-host invite? How do I do that? Um, Maybe I could send her a co-host invite. Uh, okay, so um, okay, so Dr. K, we're just Dr. K. Okay, so we're gonna thank you guys for giving us a moment to try to figure this out. So where did Dr. K go? Let me get her back on here, and then we're gonna get started. Okay, so I don't even see her in the room. Okay, so okay, okay, so here it says manage. Oh, oh, look, here we are.
Look at that,
Did
Bishop. Hey,
we out? Did we figure it out? Hey, I'm excited.
are we clever?
Look, look, we did not figure it out. You got it. Okay, so you have to make sure you let me know how we did that.
How many weeks have we been trying to make this happen? Weeks.
I love it. Okay, this is awesome. This is awesome. See, this is what we needed to do. Okay. Um. Okay. So great, great, great. So we want to try to get our numbers back up. So, guys, please make sure that you are inviting people to come on with us, and we're gonna have a good conversation here. All right. So, Dr. K, tonight I wanted us to talk about relationships. And I think I started to talk about relationships the last live where we were on. But um I think we had to cut it off, and I said I would come back this week
I'm,
about relationships.
I'm taking notes because I'm
Uh-oh,
taking notes
you
because I want a relationship. Come on, Bishop. You said to be kind, to be forgiving, and to be compassionate. See, I'm ready, Bishop.
yeah.
Send her, Lord.
Uh and so I'm gonna go back with one of those again. But first, we want to make sure that we can get up to that 5,000 number. And then also, we want to make sure that we have somebody who is serving as our, what do we call it? The person who is making sure that they're going to check and put anybody out the room when I tell them they need to go.
Yeah, the moderator.
Yeah.
Now, here's a challenge. Here's a challenge with the way that we're set up tonight
Yeah.
that you may not enjoy. So, if you want to change this, we'll go back to what we were doing.
Okay.
I believe, if I'm correct, like right now, I can see people that follow me
Let's make,
on the screen comments. But you can see the people that follow you on the screen in the comments, but I can't see your people and you can't see my people.
oh no. Okay. So I'm going to add Rico on here as a moderator. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um,
So that's the one challenge I think. Like Raven Harrington just said, "Hello, everyone." Can you see that, Bishop?
no. Mm-mm.
See, you can't see all of the comments from this side.
Right.
So if you want to go back, if you want to go back and I go out and come into your live and you put me in the corner, that's fine. I'm good with that so that we can both see all of the comments and have one a common moderator because now I need my own moderator and you need your own moderator. So whatever you think is best for the whole group effort.
Okay. So why don't we go back to the other way we were doing it because I need you to see everybody's and I want to
Yes.
people who are following you their comments. Good evening to Mr.
Okay.
Charlotte Kenny from Charlotte. So yeah, let's go back and do that so we can make sure.
Okay. So I'm going out. I'm going out, Bishop, and then I'll join you.
Okay. Okay, so guys, give us a moment. We're gonna bring Dr. K back on in just a moment. Um, Lord, be this hard.
See, I don't mind being in the corner, but I don't like you being in the corner. That's just totally out of order. That's disrespectful.
Okay,
No.
now I can see where other people have made comments and stuff, So,
Yes.
oh,
Yes. You can't have the people's bishop stuck down in the corner of a screen. No.
oh Lord. Okay, so
And
um again, we want to get to that 5,000 likes. So guys, please help us get to 5,000 likes tonight so that we can make sure that we're on the FYP. And I'm going to put on my glasses
yes.
cuz see who's saying good evening. I
Yes.
see the stuff scrolling up. But look, it's I try to act as if I don't need my glasses, everybody, but
It's okay.
I see.
Bishop Raven said hello, Bishop and Mom. Raven is Jazzy's wife.
Oh, okay. Hi, Raven. Um. So yeah, we wanna.
Oh, Bishop.
Yes.
She joined ELC.
Yeah, Raven. I
Raven
did
just joined
a letter.
ELC.
I think I sent Raven a letter. Because I sent out letters. Where's Rico? Rico finally got a letter. Um. So yeah, I finally got those letters done last night. I've been working on a project and I haven't been able to get those. And so right now everybody gets them personally from me. Rico, we probably need to check your email because I sent it yesterday to whatever email you put on the membership form. So if you didn't get it, then I have to go and look and tell you what email that was. Okay. But probably in the future, after August, there will be an administrator who's going to send them out on my behalf. So everybody in the first 8 years got them personally from me. And I'm glad to be able to send these out to the people who have joined. But now I'm going to let somebody else do that because if you're waiting on me, I could get busy. And oh, you got it, Raven. Awesome. Love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But people who have joined, that comes personally from me. But could you get a paper one? Um, However, starting in at the end of the summer, somebody else is going to send those out. An administrator. Okay,
Well,
so you'll
hallelujah.
still have the same information, but it'll be somebody else sending it out. Okay, so Rico, we got to look for that. And so send Dr. K your email again. And hey, we're at 3,500 likes. Send Dr. K your email again and we'll make sure that we check your email and see what happened to it. But it did go out and Raven got hers. Also there was another young lady, Janika, got hers as well. So um hopefully we can resolve that and you can get yours. All right, so tonight everybody, we want to talk about relationships, LGBT relationships. And really, I shouldn't even have to say LGBT relationships because relationships are relationships. Okay, anybody realize that people are people? Doesn't matter if you LGBT, doesn't matter if you're straight, doesn't matter if you're non-conforming, doesn't matter if you said I ain't figured out what I am. Doesn't matter if you're fluid. People are people, okay? So now, I have a few things that I want us to talk about on tonight that really helps relationships, okay? And so, a couple of things I talked about the other week. However, I want us to visit a few more things. So y'all hanging here with us tonight. And okay, we're at 4,700. y'all hanging here with us tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Dr. K, can you put up on Facebook that we're on here? Maybe somebody needs to see it on Facebook. Um,
Um,
and so, because
yes, I did put it on Facebook.
yeah, we got it on late, and so I just wanted people to know we're on now. Um, so okay, so I'll start back with one of the things I talked about last week. Hey, we got to 5,000. Thank you, everybody. So last week I started talking about forgiveness, and in relationships, forgiveness is important. Now, I know some of y'all like to hold on and remember everything somebody has done. Okay, and if that's you, you might need to be by yourself, okay? Because people are human, just like you're human, and just like you'll need somebody to forgive you of some of the stuff that you've done to them, you'll need to forgive them of some of the stuff they've done to you. Now, sometimes things are intentional, sometimes they're not. Sometimes people don't realize they have offended you. Sometimes people don't realize they have totally pissed you off. Sometimes people don't realize that, that's a touchy area for you because of something that happened in your childhood, because they weren't there in your childhood. How are they supposed to know if they start talking about cooking fish? That's a bad example, but we're going to use that. Cooking fish triggers you because when your grandma was cooking fish and you was a kid, you got burned. How are you supposed to know that? Okay, so I want us to. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for getting on. Um, I want us to understand that people make mistakes, and so forgiveness should be something that you're always willing to offer if you're in a relationship. Okay. So if you're in a relationship, if you're dating, if you're starting to, if you're married, whatever the case may be, if you're LGBT in a same sex relationship, if you're in a different sex relationship, heterosexual relationship, whatever it is, forgiveness is key. Okay. So thank you, Rico, for welcoming everybody. So we must be willing to forgive. Now, we know Bible talks about forgiveness. Now, we want God to forgive us of things that we've done, wipe our slate clean, wash us, and allow us to still be blessed in spite of the things that we've done. So, how is it that we are not able to forgive others? We want God to forgive us, but we're not able to forgive others. Okay, somebody stomped your toe. All right, you was mad, you was upset, but let's offer forgiveness. Somebody yelled at you. You don't like yelling because your mama used to yell at you. Good evening, everybody. Your mama used to yell at you, and that makes you upset. Okay, but we still have to be able to forgive. Okay, somebody used something that you had that you were saving. Y'all know how we always saving something, and they didn't know you were saving it, but they used it, didn't know you were saving it. Now you mad. Okay, but let us forgive in the relationship. Okay, forgiveness is important. Now, sometimes people do things that you've asked them not to do, and we have to forgive if they've asked us to forgive, but also have some conversation around what happened, what they did, and how that may have offended you. Okay, so again, forgiveness is key in relationships, especially if the person asks you to forgive them for what they've done. Now, the difference is, Dr. K, don't keep doing the same stuff and coming back every time and asking to be forgiven, because then there lies a problem. Okay. We know abusive people, they always come back and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that anymore." That's not the forgiveness I'm talking about. Okay. It is, but it's not. Because when you're in an abusive relationship and there is a physical abuser or emotional abuser, then that person uses that to try to keep you engaged with them, and they thus ask for forgiveness with the intent or not necessarily intent all the time, but knowing there's a possibility that this may happen again. Okay. So I want people to be able to distinguish the difference. Okay. And so I would say if you were in a relationship where there was domestic violence, where there was sexual assault, where there were some of those types of things, yes, you can forgive that person later on. However, don't keep forgiving them and stay with them. That's the difference. Okay. We have to know that nobody should put their hands on us in a relationship. Nobody is anybody's parent. If you're in a sexual relationship with your parent, let me say both of you need to see a doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and somebody might even need to see the police officer. Okay. But I don't think that that's a healthy thing to do. But let me say, um, if you've been assaulted and if you've been to the point where you had to go to the hospital and you've been beaten and you've had all these different things happen to you, that is not a relationship you need to stay in. Okay. No matter how much the person asks you to forgive them, no matter how many promises they make that they're not going to do these things anymore, that is not a healthy relationship. Okay. So when we talk about forgiveness, I'm not saying forgive them and stay in that. That's not the forgiveness we're talking about on tonight. Okay. So we're talking about if you have what is considered to be a somewhat healthy relationship. However, someone does something that you're not happy with, or you do something that they're not happy with, then how do we reconcile that and continue to have our relationship be happy? Okay. And so forgiveness has to play a part in that. Okay. Again, somebody drunk your orange juice you had in the refrigerator. Okay. Now we're not gonna get as petty as some people do and put your name on it and say this is mine. Don't drink it because we've seen people do that before. Put signs all in the refrigerator. Don't drink this. Do not touch. Okay, we should not have to do that. All right. But somebody drunk your orange juice. Let's just go there. You were saving it. You was coming home to get it, and all of a sudden you got to the refrigerator. It was gone. Okay. So now the orange juice is gone. You
I'm
were
sorry
mad.
for laughing.
You say all kinds of words. You got all this stuff happening. Okay. So now, you told them off about the orange juice. Okay. They apologized. They even buy you some more. All right. Good evening. Good evening. They said they buy you some more, and you still mad. Okay. That's something we have to forgive. Okay. Don't make them suffer
Thing.
because you drank your orange juice. Okay. Now, all right. And even look, Dr. K, even this, sometimes they will change the TV in the middle of your show. Okay. Anybody ever had other change in the middle of your show? You was watching that. You was watching that. Okay, now you mad and you punish them because they changed the TV in the middle of your show. All right. But they've now apologized because they said they didn't really think you was watching that. Okay. So we have to forgive. Don't be mad, stomping, and doing all kinds of stuff because forgiveness. Oh, your son does that? Forgiveness is important in relationships. Okay. Forgiveness is important. All right. I'm just trying to say some of the
I'm
stuff that
taking
I know.
notes.
You taking notes, Dr. K? I'm just trying to give
My
out some of the.
last note was no stickies on the OJ.
Don't put signs in the refrigerator.
No
Please don't
stickies
do
on
that.
the OJ.
No, I've seen
I'm gonna
folks
get
say
married again. I gotta take notes. What'd you say?
people have signs, stickers, and everything. This is mine. Don't drink this. Don't touch it. Look, what's mine is ours. Isn't that how it is? What's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours. Okay, that's how that goes. Okay, so now it's way too many TVs in here. I love that. Love. So you've got to be forgiving because people do things they're not paying attention, but things do happen. Okay, so let's okay, couples. uh Forgiveness is the point I'm trying to make here. Bishop, I've had a hard time taking accountability of things and I don't know why. All right, yes.
Ah,
Uh when you
that's
do
good,
things,
Raven.
back to, let's go back to the orange juice. Let's go back to that. Okay. So now there are three people in the house and somebody drank the orange juice. And so now you don't want to admit that it was you. And so you put a person, okay? Now, is that right? We should be able to own up. If we're gonna do something, be able to own up to what you're doing. Okay. If you gonna drink the orange juice, you knew it wasn't yours. Okay. You knew you didn't buy it, and you know that this your significant other normally buys this and drinks it, and saves it, maybe for when they come in from work or something like that, and you was just thirsty and just happened to drink it. Now you done put it on somebody else. Okay, is that right to do? Would we? Uh, what would Jesus do? That's what I need to ask. What would he do in the orange juice situation? Okay, and so, there's my other daughter, Mr. Cat. But what would Jesus do in the orange juice situation? Okay, would Jesus put it on the other person in the house? Or would Jesus take responsibility and say, honey, I drank the orange juice and I will admit it. I was wrong. And, I will happily buy you another. Okay. But we have to
Amen.
own up to there's something that makes us, Dr. K, not want to own up to certain things. And that's not just you, it's a lot of people. And so I was going to talk about honesty. So that does bring me to my next point,
Mm,
because honesty is key in a relationship. You know why? Because honesty leads to trust. And so if you're not honest, then can I trust you? And there's so many people that have trust issues on today. Many people have trust issues, and so they in relationships. Y'all see them smiling on the Facebook. Y'all seeing them taking wonderful pictures, but they have trust issues. And so while they smiling with their significant other, while they taking these wonderful pictures, while y'all see them on videos and all of this stuff, and y'all are hoping that your relationship can be like theirs, they have trust issues. All right. They're not really trusting where the other person is going. They're not really trusting. Hey, Reese. They're not really trusting what that person is doing. When they say they had to stay over late at work, oh, she might not be at work. She out with somebody else. He might not be at work. He'd have gone to the club. He out there talking to somebody else. Okay. So you got to be honest in relationships. And if you know you talking to somebody that has trust issues, let's deal with that. Let's not give them reasons to not trust you. Now, sometimes people don't need to have a reason, Dr. K. They just don't trust you anyway,
mm.
and
Amen.
those people are sometimes difficult to be in relationships with because everything you do is under scrutiny. Okay. Thank you, Rico. Everything you do is under scrutiny. All right. They watching how you dress when you leave the house. Dr. K, what you got on? Why you wearing that? Where you going with that? Who you get there? Okay. They watching how you smiling when you
Mm-hmm.
somebody on the phone. Swing. Why are you
Ooh,
smiling
yeah.
like that? Why are you giggling like that? You don't giggle like that with me. They watching what you do when you on that FaceTime with your friends. Okay? Why
Mm-hmm.
you got like that? Why you got that on? You didn't wear that earlier. Why you had to change clothes to be on the FaceTime with your friend? Okay. But those are people who have trust issues. Cause my wife could talk to anybody on FaceTime. First of all, she don't talk on FaceTime, but if she did, it wouldn't be that I gotta stare at her and watch her the entire time that she's on FaceTime. First of all, I trust her and I know that I don't have any issues with her talking to people because she has every right as an individual to have relationships outside of me, friend relationships, not sexual relationships, but she has every right to have friends. She have every right to talk to family members. She have every right to talk to business colleagues. Okay, so we have to get over ourselves. Yes, healthy boundaries. We have to get over ourselves and understand that everybody's an individual, and so just because they're talking to you does not mean that you're the only person in their life.
Hmm.
Okay, and so we have to really be have some conversations when we find that rising up in us. Uh-oh, I'm feeling some kind of way. Dr. Kate has gone out of here looking cute today. I'm feeling some kind of way. Well, want her to leave looking ugly? You know what I'm saying? Or she done
Oh
got on
yeah.
her best
Oh.
suit. She got on her best suit today. Well, did you want her to wear something ugly? And so we have to check in with ourselves and see what those
Yeah.
feelings are. Where is that coming from? And then are we comparing infinitely blessed? How are you? Are we comparing some other relationship that went bad with this one? And I think that's always unfair to the new person we're in a relationship with to then parallel and compare it to the old one that didn't do well, the old one that ended, the old one that we, couldn't trust somebody. But if you have a person that has trust issues, clearly you have to have some conversations and, yes, set some boundary lines. But I don't think it's fair to ask your significant other to go out of the house and look at a mess just because you got some issues and you feel like if they dress up looking nice that they're trying to get somebody. Uh-oh, Sweet Reese says she guilty.
Amen.
Okay.
Uh
Um,
oh.
but
I love this. Raven confessed. Reese
yes,
confessing.
and
Y'all
so
come on.
we don't want them to not wear any lipstick to attract somebody. Obviously, it did attract somebody that attracted you, and so therefore they should have
Woo.
every right to look how they desire to look. If and nobody should have to dummy down how they look just because of your issues. Okay, I think sometimes,
Hmm.
okay, we need to tell them you need to go and talk to a psychiatrist, go and talk to a psychologist, go and talk to a counselor so you can work through some of your issues. Okay, because just
Amen.
because in a relationship with you does not mean that they should not be happy with themselves, does not mean that they should not feel beautiful when they walk out the door, does not mean that they should not feel at their best and dress their best and give their best when they go places. And so I think that today we've got to check ourselves and we do have to set some type of boundaries. But it's
Hmm.
important to be, that's the point that I'm making. It's important to be honest. What are you feeling? And every time somebody walk out the door, let me say this: they're not going to cheat with somebody else. Okay, some people
Man.
feel like time you go out the door, you going to cheat with somebody else. Okay, so who cheated on you? Who treated you that bad that you feel like every time your significant other goes out the door, they're going to cheat with somebody else? And how draining is it every time you come into the house? You got to explain that you're not cheating, that you were not with somebody, and that you were not doing anything behind their back, and how much you love them. Okay, that is very draining. And eventually, somebody's going to get tired of having to continue to affirm that and affirm that and affirm that for you. Okay, so let us be honest with each other and begin to work on trust. Okay, now let me say this: when you talk about trust, then I got to move on. But when you talk about trust, and y'all keep the likes coming. We're at 9,000 likes, so we should get to 10,000 here in a little bit. Um, but we talk about trust now. Uh, don't play with people who have trust issues. Okay. I think
Amen.
that, you should show yourself worthy of their trust. Okay, let's make sure we're doing that. Okay, and I know some people are flirty, but that doesn't mean that they're trying to talk to anybody. But if you know you have somebody that's coming off of a relationship where they had betrayal, where they had abandonment, where they had abuse and those types of things, you got to bring that flirtiness down. I'm not saying don't be you, but bring it down some. Until you both can work through some things. Okay. Uh,
Oh,
because
there's another confession.
uh oh.
Rico's in the confession line now.
Because you don't want to give somebody a reason to be paranoid and feel that you are doing something. And so I just want to say, how can you let go of stubbornness? I want to
Oh,
times you got to bring things down. Okay, big flirt.
oh.
Sometimes you got to bring that down. Okay, everybody cannot handle you flirting with somebody when you're in a relationship.
Mm.
Okay? And patience, yes, is key. Um, Patience is key, especially when if you really love somebody and you know that they may be working through some things. Patience is key. Okay, but we got to bring some of that flirting back. Okay, you got to bring some of that flirting down. Huh? It's called being mature. Yes. um, and you have to be mature about things. Okay, so honesty. I'm telling y'all to be honest. Okay, and I think honesty is key. Forgiveness is key. Now let me throw something else in, Dr. K. Dr. K, am I talking too long? You want to throw something in?
No, but I will say that one of the first things that I learned about you in First L that I just love and admire is that you are definitely, I mean, clearly you're covenant partners for life. That's your wife, your wife and wife. But you also are two completely different. There's things you do that doesn't interest First L whatsoever. She said more than once when she said, "That's you and Bishop. I ain't fooling with that." I love it that you know that about each other and that it's okay. And there goes the trust factor again. Uh, that she trusts you, you trust her, you know what's right. I was thinking when you were talking earlier, my oldest son Jerome, when he and his girlfriend first had their baby girl, who's now 25 years old. Jerome was, kind of a typical, 19-year-old dude, and I tried to help him so he and Tisha would have their differences. And I said, Jerome, listen to me, because he would tell me then about their problems. I said, listen, don't just walk out the door when she irritates you. Set some boundaries so she has it. Otherwise, when you walk out the door, she doesn't know if you're ever coming back. But say to her, Tisha, I'm upset. I'm gonna go shoot some hoops with my guys. I'll be back in an hour. Then if you realize in an hour you haven't calmed down enough to come back, give her a quick call.
Right.
Tisha, give me another hour. Then she can frame the event into something reasonable instead of, oh my God, what if he never comes back? And I said, you got it, So that was just my quick thought.
Okay, and that's very true. I think that's a great point. And so, good evening to the people who are just coming on. First of all, I said that LGBT relationships really are not any different from persons who are in heterosexual relationships. So, we just talk about relationship in general because people are people. And so, it doesn't matter who you are. Or what type of relationship you're in, the same rules apply across the board. And so we talked about forgiveness. We talked about honesty. Now, let me say something here. I need everybody listening tonight. We got 30, 31 people on. Please
Mm-hmm.
be complimentary. Please be genuine in your compliment. Sometimes we get so settled
Yeah.
in our relationship that we forget to tell our significant other or our spouse how wonderful they look or what things they do that really make us happy, what we really enjoy about them, or how we enjoy talking with them, or how we enjoy going places with them, maybe vacation with them. So please work on being complimentary, because in the beginning of your relationship, I'm sure you was always complimenting them. Girl, you looking good today. Man, you are looking fine tonight. Okay. So if that is the case, don't stop making the compliments. Okay. We get into these relationships. We've been with them 5 years. We don't never say how we like their hair. We don't never say how we like their clothes. We don't never say, how we enjoy kissing them. We don't say how we enjoyed the hugs. We don't say any of that. It's just, yeah, I'm going to work. I'm back. What we eating for dinner? And so life cannot be that way, okay? We still have to do the little things. Dr. K, it's the little things that are the big things, okay? So I need everybody
Yeah,
to know it's the little things
I'm
that are
still
big.
taking notes, Bishop. I'm
Uh-oh,
gonna
she
get
taking
married
notes.
again.
She
I'm
taking
taking
notes.
my notes.
So the little things, okay? And it's okay to surprise somebody every now and then. Okay? It's okay to surprise somebody every now and then. Buy them something that you know they like. Let me say this. In the beginning of relationships, y'all always buying stuff, okay? Y'all buying this, buying that, this, treat them to that. And yes, Mr. Cat, we take them for granted. So, okay, now it's still you still got to do those little things. One of the things I learned from many years ago is that however you start, that's how you need to keep it going. So now if you were showering them with all this stuff and buying them all this stuff to get them, then you're gonna have to keep that up. Okay. If you was always telling them how they are and you know how you love their hair, you love how they smell and all this stuff, you need to keep that up. Okay. Don't just stop because y'all have been together 10 years. Okay? You got to keep that up. But everybody deserves to know that somebody is paying attention to them and somebody likes what they're doing, likes how they look, like how they feel, and likes how they do things. Okay? So
Bishop,
everybody,
can I throw something in there? May,
yes,
may I
throw it.
throw something in there on top of that? When you talk about being honest, this was my thought. So the first time she cooks for you, or you cook for her, let's say she cooking for you, and you'll like something, don't you lie and say, "Oh, babe, this is delicious," because you're gonna be eating that for the rest of your
You go,
days. And then
cooking it.
2 years into the marriage, when you admit you don't like it, she gonna be hurt and ticked off. Am I telling the truth, Bishop?
You tell the truth. Because look, she going to be like, well, you should have told me that 20 years ago. You've been lying this whole time.
What else you been lying about?
That's how I say that next. Okay. So, yes. And you know what? Let me say, there is a way to let people know that you don't particularly care for what they have cooked. Okay. Don't, and when you're in relationship, I understand being totally honest, but there is a way to say things without hurting people. And so the old saying is not what you say, but how you say it. And so now there is a way to tell people that you don't particularly, yeah, Miss Cat, I'm gonna get to that. There is a way to tell people that you're not liking or feeling, what they've cooked. So, for example, let me give y'all two and y'all can pick A or B. Oh, this food is horrible. That's A. Okay, B is honey, is it possible that you could add a little seasoning to this meal the next time? Okay, so would it be A or B? Dr. Cat is showing out as B. Okay, I need y'all to put some B in there. Uh-oh, somebody's giving A.
Oh, Jesse.
Oh, oh, B is not gonna hurt their feelings as much, okay? Now, if they start asking you some questions about what did you not like about it, what do you think I need to add? How can I do? Then you can be honest, hey, it was no seasoning in here, you didn't cook it long enough, blah blah blah. But to just, tell somebody it's horrible, you just don't want to do that because you're gonna crush them. And we have to be careful not to crush each other, okay? And then yes, um, sometimes if people are kissing you or biting you in the wrong places, and you know that you're having some pain, you might need to say, "We'll do an A and B here. We'll do an A and B." Okay. Oh Lord, you're killing me. Okay, that's gonna be A. B. I need you to pull back just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm having a small degree of pain right now. Okay. Or you can say, get off me right now. So, you know,
Yeah,
you have you have to be honest, okay? A lot of people going with A.
Triple A. We ain't talking about batteries, Rico.
So, you have to be kind, but let people know, there's something going on here that we need to deal with because I don't want this to happen the same way the next time. Okay. And so you also have to be open for them telling you. Some of us feel like, hey, we the best thing since sliced bread. Can't nobody cook like us. Can't nobody bake like us. Can't nobody, grind and do other stuff that we do. Can't nobody kiss like us, make love like us. And some of the stuff that you might be doing, the last person wasn't honest with you, but this person is gonna be. So you gotta be where you can receive that. Okay. All right, Chef Boy ID. You even hear what the people are saying. Okay. Just because you like putting hickeys on people's necks, that don't mean that that's what they want. And everybody's not. So you have to let them be honest with you and hear what they're saying. Okay, so you gotta
This is
get
the best. This is the best, Bishop. Keep going. This is the best. I got my note. When I get married again, it's gonna be forever till death do us part. Because I'm gonna be
you
ready.
go. Yeah, absolutely. We had somebody that said they was gonna go and get in a relationship. So I know it was, but and y'all make sure y'all share the live so that people who might be having some challenges they can get themselves together. Okay. So forgiveness, honesty, compliments, and just be genuine in your compliments, okay? And look, don't y'all fall into no traps. When the woman says, "Do I look bigger to you?" You don't answer. Don't answer or say, no, you never look larger to me. You still the same size you were. Okay, so don't answer that. Okay, because you're gonna be in trouble. So yes, don't fall for the okey doke. Don't fall for the trick. Okay. So now, also sometimes, glory to God. Yes. Look, people always be asking those type of people walk right into it. You be like, babe, you have gained a couple of pounds. And don't say that. Don't say that. Okay. Now that's one time the bishop is gonna tell you, don't say that. Don't say that. Okay.
Look at Minister Cat's answer.
Right. Say that. Say that. Just don't go there. No. Just don't say nothing. Say, baby, you're looking wonderful. That's all you need to say. Okay. Um, so genuine in your compliments, but you want to make sure that that person knows that they're loved and that you are attracted to them and that you like the way they do stuff. Okay. And so that's good for a person's ego. And, you fell for the bait. Lord help you. Lord help you. Okay. The more people in here fell for the bait, that's why I had to say it. Okay. Don't fall for the bait. If they ask you
You
how
up
they
to
look, if they ask you how
Bishop. You
you
up
tell
to
them, girl, you looking good, man. You looking great. You looking the best you've ever looked. And just go ahead with that. Okay, that's
you
the
up
only
to 40 people.
yes.
You got 40 people in here and over 11,000 likes. Keep talking, Bishop.
That's the only time I give y'all permission not to kind of tweak the truth just a little bit. Just tweak it just a little bit. Okay. Uh, So now in relationships, once again, forgiveness is important. Complimentary is important. Honesty is important, but compromise is important. Now I'm gonna get some of y'all now, cause some of y'all want everything to be your way. Okay, you cannot have everything your way. There are two people in this relationship, and some of y'all. are good at forgetting about the other person. Dr. K is making her notes. Some of y'all are good about forgetting about the other person. But there are two people in a relationship, two people who have things that they like to do, two people that have things that are their favorites, two people that have favorite places, favorite colors, favorite food, favorite everything. Okay. And so now, in a relationship, you've got to compromise, okay? You've got to compromise. Sometimes it's got to be about you, and sometimes it's got to be about them. And you got to know when to pull back. Dr. K, you got to know when to pull back. Write that down. And so you have to know,
I'm ready.
yes, you got to know when to pull back, okay? So let's just say you like the opera and she likes the jazz concert. They both on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's gonna get you the most?
Oh.
What's gonna get you the most brownie points? Okay, we're gonna 100. Somebody type in 100. So I think you could possibly go to that jazz concert. Okay, now, sometimes if it's a special something that you really just have to do, you can let them know, well, look, honey, there's a special opera and this one I haven't been to, and I know I've been to a lot of them, but this one I haven't been to. So can we go to this one? And you just have to know when to pull back and when to, stand up for what you really want to go to and do. Okay. Um, but you cannot have it your way all the time. That's the point I'm making here. Okay, it cannot always be about you. And sometimes you should think about somebody else. It shouldn't be that y'all have to have this big dialogue, this big discussion, this big fight. You know, it should be, honey, what would you like to do? Okay, so relationship is compromise. Okay, you like seafood, she likes southern style cooking. Okay, sometimes you may have to eat some of that southern style cooking. Okay, um and sometimes she may have to eat some seafood or he may have to eat some seafood. Okay, it cannot always be your way. All right, TV is a big thing. Lord help me, Dr. K, on the TV. Sometimes we want to watch all of our shows. Well, every now and then that person may need to watch their shows too. Now, Dr. K,
Mm-hmm.
look, tell you and everybody on here. My wife has this show she likes to watch. It's the Alaska people, right, honey? So she likes these Alaskan people, okay? I could care
I
less.
do too.
Oh, no, I don't like them Alaskan people, okay?
I like
But
that.
I watch them because I want to support her and be with her while she's watching her show. Yes, the Bush people. And so,
Yes.
the people that's doing crazy stuff and strange stuff, I'm usually not going to watch them on TV. Okay, the Alaskan people are out in the woods trying to figure stuff out. I'm like, okay, I'm a city person. Let me see y'all at the Starbucks and all these places. So I'm not going to watch them out. And it's cold. They out riding the boat on the water that's frozen. No. But I watched that with her because I want her to see her shows and I want her to enjoy whatever she wants to watch on TV. She's not a big TV watcher anyway, but she likes the Alaskan people, the Bush people. Who said that? Forever Kiss, and the what's the people that's catching the alligator? Swamp people. That's what it is. So if she's gonna watch it, she'll
Yes.
watch those types of things. All right. So that means I can't be watching my show all the time because sometimes I need to watch what she wants to watch. And so, that's what compromise is. Okay. Yes, we have more than one TV. I can go and watch another TV. However, I want to sit with her. So if I want to sit with her, I need to be watching what she wants to watch. Okay. And just because I've got more than one TV don't mean that you need to go and watch the other TV. Sometimes you need to learn to watch what somebody else wants to watch. Okay.
Yes.
Dr. K, is that making sense?
Yes. Let me jump in here because Les was asked, I think, 4 times. Les, I'm feeling better. And let me tell you the truth is, I still have a concussion. I'm trying to stay out of the light because it's this side of my head that's a little. And I noticed today, if I take my finger and push, I can make like a hole in my a dent in my head. I don't know what that says about me, but I will tell you, I will confess, I texted Bishop while I was still laying outside. And so Tiffany wasn't very thrilled. Why are you bothering her in the middle of the night? Because she's my bishop and I need her to know I'm in prayer. So, and then I was with a friend of mine today, and I just kind of happenstance mentioned, I have a concussion. She said, and you're driving me around? Well, I didn't know. I thought, well, anyway. So I do feel better. I don't have the constant headache. It's sore, but yes, thank you for asking. And so, if I got Bishop on my praying, she praying, we're good. First Dale, and I know when I talk to her, I got First Dale in it, and so we're good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we made sure we prayed then. And then when you're talking about the hospital, I said, well, we're going to pray that you won't be there long. And I think you told me in 2 hours you're back at home. So we know that was a
Two
miracle.
hours.
That
Amen.
was a
Amen.
yes.
I started to say to the nurses, boy, this was really quick. She said, don't you say that word. Because I was going to say, this is really quick. She said, don't you say that word. There'll be a line of people coming in here. So I was blessed. I got home like 3 o'clock in the morning. I did sleep all day yesterday. Pretty much my head hurt, but I'm better today, and I've actually been busy most of the day, and I'm here hanging out with you. So I'm delighted. All is well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, compromise. That also means that when we're in the car, Dr. K, I'm gonna go there. When we're in the car,
Uh,
you can't always listen to your music. Again, there are two people riding in this car. Did anybody hear me? There are two people riding. All right, and so
mm-hmm.
sometimes one person, there's Coach McKissick, sometimes there's one person that likes maybe the CNN, likes the MSNBC, likes the news, stations or the talk stations, while you may like the rap, you may like the R&B, you might like some of that other stuff. Okay. And so if that is the case, sometimes you can't listen to the R&B. You got to listen to the news station, okay? Because once again, there are two different people. Uh-oh, they're going to notebook. There are two different
It
people.
says it says it says gospel kills romance. Turn on Motown.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's somebody that has done some things with some gospel music on. But yes, turn on the R&B, okay? And so yes, if you can like the same kind of music, that's wonderful, but most people like to listen to different things, and so therefore you have to learn to compromise, okay? And however y'all work that out, y'all work it out, okay? But make sure everybody gets to listen to what they want to listen to, okay? And let me also say this about y'all drivers, Dr. K. Y'all drivers,
Oh,
every time you come
oh,
home, it doesn't have to be your route. Sometimes people be like, where are you going? Where are you
oh,
going this way? Because I want to go another way. Okay. And so therefore, sometimes, or you drinking water on that. Sometimes, they can drive their route and you drive your route. Okay. So we're going to compromise on the driving routes home. So when you're riding in the car together, once again, there are two personalities. They're both people who may like some different things, both people who have their favorite things, both people who have different music they like to listen to. Some people even like to listen to the Amazon books in the car, Dr. K. Anybody on here like to listen to the books, the audio books? And so, you ain't gonna get no music. You're gonna get that book that's playing in the car. So,
mm-hmm.
but you have to
Amen.
learn to compromise, learn to be as my wife says, mature about things, okay? And so I love that. Rico says she'll drive Miss Daisy around. And yes, country music, Raven, I music. And so they're all different types of music, different genres and all of that. And people like different things. And so you can't always be got a frown on your face saying that you got to listen to this in the car and they can't listen to nothing while they riding with you. That's not how we're supposed to. That's not being in a healthy relationship. Parking lot anywhere and parking spots, I'm able to pick a spot I like. Okay. So if I'm the driver, it's my choice. Okay, we're gonna have to work on that, Minister Cat. So I think that people have to be willing to compromise. Okay, you've been single too long. Okay. Yeah, you got to work on the compromise. And a lot of times, yes, if you've been single for a long time, you used to having things your way. Now somebody else is coming and inching in on your space, and they coming and doing what they like to do, and then you trying to do what you like to do, and y'all bumping heads. So, let's work on the compromise. Oh, you turn the music off?
Bishop,
Yes.
Bishop, I do have a quick thought. I heard a friend of mine say this years ago when she was teaching a workshop, and I said, "Man, that's good stuff there." This is just in general, all of it. She said, "We all have a hidden set of rules. The
Yes.
only time other people get to find out about them is when they break one of them.
Oh, that's what I
So we
said.
all have those internal rules."
And that's
Yes,
you communicate.
yes. Unlike Minister Cat, because look, Minister Cat said that's the car rule. Well, that's your
That
car rule, Minister
I,
Cat. But
that's
the
that
Janika know about it.
that's my daughter. I know that's a rule she made up. Okay, and she made Janika have to follow the rule. That's what that was. So we gonna tell the truth, shame the devil. Okay. So, do you think it's possible to change ways you become stuck in? I do because when you love somebody and you really want things to work, you will work to change some things, and work on some things that in areas where you need to work so that you can have a good relationship. Okay, I'm glad that y'all agreed, Minister Cat, on that. Work on some things that you need to work on so that the relationship will I don't want to say be successful, but the relationship will be good for the both of you. Okay. So I do think that even though you may be stuck in your ways, when you really love somebody, you will make that change. Yes, Minister Cat. Okay. All right. Don't have me feeling sorry for Janika over here. Okay, so communication is. I'll get communication next. Okay, let me talk about managing your anger in disagreements. Okay, uh, yes, that is a time to step away. If somebody's choosing drugs, yes, over you. I want to talk about managing your anger and being upset and all of that. It's important in relationships to know how to deal with things that upset you, things that may make you angry, things that may, let me say, cause your volcano to erupt, if I can say it that way. And so, how do you do that? I always tell people somebody needs to step out of the space. Okay. Oftentimes people get into violent situations because they remain in the space with heightened feelings and, you know, uh, disagreement. And so, if that is the case, if people have escalated, you've escalated, the other person have escalated, y'all done pushed each other's buttons, y'all done told each other off, y'all have said some very ugly, nasty things, then it's time for somebody to leave the space. Okay. And so we have to be mature enough to know when we cannot be in that space together at the same time and people need to cool off. Okay. So that is very important because It's not saying that you will not still be in a relationship. Go to Wendy's. Yes, it's not saying that you won't still be in a relationship. It's saying that I understand what's happening right now, and I'm going to be the more mature person, and I'm going to leave the space. Okay, because a lot of times somebody wants to keep it going. Okay, please don't be the person that want to keep it going. Do I have any confessors in here? They want to keep it going. They're gonna keep talking to you, keep saying something to you, and keep pushing. But somebody has to be the mature person. Somebody's got to leave the space before something terrible happens. Okay, and so who's going to be the mature person? Who's going to be the person who's reading the room, reading the energy, even though you have something going on too, that can say, I'm gonna step out of the space. Okay, because if you don't step out of the space, then you may regret what may happen after some time. Okay, so you can go to another room, but sometimes I've seen where folks will follow you. Anybody seen that before? Maybe y'all have experienced that.
Mhm.
You go to another room, Dr. K, the person coming there. Wait a minute, I ain't through talking. We ain't through with this and blah blah blah. Okay. So sometimes you may need to leave the house. Okay. Because you need time to cool off, and so does that other person. Now, what I do always tell people to do is announce I am leaving. We both need to cool off, and then we'll come back and talk about it. But we need some space. Don't just walk off, because that's not going to be good. Okay, don't just
Yes.
walk off. You make
Yes.
an announcement, what is happening, what you're doing, and I think Dr. K, like you said before, that lets the person know you will come back to the space, or you'll come back. But right
Yes.
now, this is what.
Yes.
Okay, pause. Too many things have happened to
Yes.
people because somebody didn't leave the space, or because somebody wanted to keep it going when somebody else tried to shut it down. Okay, so yes, communicate.
Yes.
So you do have those people who are insistent about, no, we're gonna talk right now. No, you're not going nowhere. No, this is what we're doing. Okay, but you know when emotions are high, feelings are high, and words have been said that are not kind, and people have thrown darts at each other, you know it somebody needs to step away. Okay, so I'm saying we need people to be mature
Yes.
and be the people who can step away. Okay, but again, announce what is happening, announce what you're doing. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
for those of y'all who like to keep it going, let me say this. Sometimes you have people that are
Cool.
and they need to process. They need to take a step back and think about all that has been said, all that has happened. So I know some people may feel like, well, I'm just trying to get this resolved. I'm trying to solve this. I'm trying to blah, blah, blah. Well, that's a part of knowing your significant other. And it is easier said than done, yes. But you have to know the other person. And if they've asked you for a few minutes, or if they said they need to take a step back, or they think it's best to take a step back, or to step out of the space because of all the ugly things that have been said, all the hurtful things that have been said or done, then you have to respect that. Okay, because they're not saying that they're not going to come back to talk about it or try to resolve it. What they're saying is, I need a minute. And sometimes people are so aggressive, Dr. K, they ain't trying to give you a minute. No, no, let's talk now. Is that you? Let's talk now. I need to.
No, I'm a processor.
You're a process.
I'm a processor. I need to step back and try to sort through, what all's going on inside of me, and I'm a processor. But I've learned to be fair to the other person. I kind of get give myself like 48 hours to, because it's not fair to the other person too for me to come back at it 5 days later and say, okay, now I'm ready to talk. They're done with it, they've moved on. And so I've tried to set a reasonable time frame on the processing. And I want to add something to my own TikTok, Bishop, that I want to do, because I know for sure you don't have time to do this, and so I'm going to take on this. I'm going to start doing videos to summarize our live,
Oh, great.
to do quick, points, so people that weren't or can hear it, so they can hear these top points. And then I'm going to do another video, because I have a certification in conflict resolution. I'm a peacemaker. I will go to the nth degree to try to, to be the peacemaker. But there's a little formula that I learned many years ago in conflict resolution. It's a 3-step where you say to the other person to communicate. So if I were talking to you, Bishop, I would say, when you raise your eyebrows at me like that, I feel intimidated, and I
Absolutely.
need for you to just look at me with a steady gaze. So that 3, when you, I feel, I need, and then because it pushes us into communicating more clearly instead of
Yeah.
these big generalizations of every time you look at me like that, Bishop. you know, uh,
Right. You're right. You're
that's
right.
part of Bishop has never looked at me no kind of way. So
You're right. And I think that's a great point. That you say those three things. And I do tell people normally when I counsel people, okay, there's usually, I don't know why opposites always talk. The opposites always attract, and opposites are always in relationships. So usually you got one person who's a processor and one person who's a right now person. Okay, that it never fails. But the processor has to be fair, and I'm glad you said that. I usually tell people don't take more than a few hours, at the most 24 hours, because people like to deal with the situation while it's right before them. Okay. And then I tell the right now person, you have to understand who you're involved with or who you're married to. And so it's only fair to give them time to process and think about everything that is happening. Okay. So you got to meet in the middle somewhere. Okay. The right now person wants it right now, the processor wants it later. So how can you both meet somewhere in the middle? And so that's why I say, take a few hours, but don't go beyond the day where you talk about it. Because the right now person usually can be okay with that. And the processor usually can be okay with that. So that's just a suggestion, but you both have to agree to timelines. Okay. So again, you have to communicate, how long do you have when you have disagreement. And people get very high in their emotions and their feelings. And yes, I'm telling you, right now, and processors always get together. I wonder how it would be with two processors. They'd be processing for a month
oh,
probably. But uh, gotta who is determined to go ahead and resolve this, and they push the processor to come on. But the processor then says, look, give me time, we want to make sure that we do this right. And we work this out. So whichever you are, just know which one you are, and know that you got to be somewhere in the middle. Once again, we got to be fair to both people. And so the only way to do that is to meet in the middle. Okay. And don't shout when you saying you need something. The right now people love to be shouting and screaming. Okay. That's not going to get the processor to move up anymore. Okay. They're not going to move their time up anymore. They still need to think about it. All right. And communication is key. Okay. In all relationships, communication is key. That's why a lot of times relationships fall apart, because people don't communicate. And so you want to make sure that you are communicating in your relationship. So, um, you know, you ain't got to blow up their phone. Okay. Let me say that. People do have jobs, people do have careers, people do have projects they're working on. And so you don't have to blow up their phone, but it is important to communicate. And I always tell people in relationship, make sure you stay in communication during the day. Now, let me say this. Some people are very needy. If you know you're talking to somebody that's very needy, just go ahead and send them a text and say, honey, I made it to work. Okay. Dr. K, does that make sense? Because they're going to blow your phone up until they find
Yeah.
out that you okay. So
Yes.
you look, part of it,
Yes.
who you with. Know who you got, honey. Know who you with. All right. So if they blew if they have to know that you made it to work, if they have to know that you went to lunch and you made it back, if they have to know you've now left the office, okay. Sometimes you may just need to go
Ooh.
text so that you won't have to get all the phone calls and the nasty messages.
Ooh.
Okay. Some people are just needy like that. So you have to know who you get into a relationship with. And it's okay to go ahead and give them the information as opposed to having a long fight or argument and y'all got to fall out or whatever and y'all got to be sleeping in different spaces and rooms and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Just go ahead and send them a text message. But, you know, communication key. And sometimes people are just genuinely concerned. That's not always the case, but sometimes people are just genuinely concerned about you. Um, so communicate, but communicate your feelings like we talked about. Dr. K just told y'all to say, when you do this, I feel this, and I need you to blah blah blah. That's important because you are communicating concisely. This is what I'm feeling at this moment. Okay, here is and it's important to use I statements. We like to accuse people, Dr. K, of stuff. So let's not be accusatory in our relationship. That's one thing that really, really bothers me. People just make accusatory statements. Sometimes you need to ask
Oh, uh-huh.
certain things. Okay, for example, you stole my orange juice out the refrigerator. I'm going back to the orange juice. Okay. The
You're
proper
still stuck on.
that's stole my orange juice out the refrigerator. Because most people relate to that. Okay. B is, did you see any orange juice in the refrigerator? I think I had one that was there earlier. So now which one is the right statement to make? Okay. Because if there's somebody else in the household, it very well could be that the other person took your orange juice. You don't know. Now, the percentage might be very low that they did, but still, don't just accuse them. Give them the opportunity to say, yes, I took it, or no, I did not. Okay. And so that's the right way to communicate with people. Or you can say, you know what? When you wear that, I feel as if you're soliciting other people and you make people feel as if you're not in a relationship. So once again, you said when, and you said I, and then, if you could,
Mm-hmm.
I like you to wear something, a little different, something that doesn't feel like to me that you are soliciting when you go out. Okay, that's an example of you being honest, you communicating your feelings. Okay, it's important to use I statements. I feel like blah blah blah. I feel like blah 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 because once again, that's your feeling. That may not be anybody else's, but that's yours. And so you have to say what you're feeling. And also, let me remind people, nobody's a mind reader. People don't know what you thinking, what you feeling if you never say it. All right. So if you're unhappy with the way she cooked that meal for you, you might need to say, honey, did you add a little bit too much salt in this tonight? Honey, did you forget to put some seasoning on this today? Babe, did you leave out the onions in this? Did you forget the cheese? So you got to communicate, but there is a way to say things. That's the point I want to make. But it's important to also be honest. Okay, so relationships, I think, fall apart because people don't communicate. People are not honest. So when you
Mhm.
communicate, when you're honest, you have a better chance of that relationship being successful and lasting. Okay, but if you are not honest and if you don't communicate, you leave yourself open to a lot of things. Okay, Dr. K,
May I
you
jump in with another point?
else? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
May I jump in with some? I'm going to make a video. I'll make a video about this, but I need to go to the store first to get some M&Ms because that's what I always use to teach this lesson. But every conflict is based in one of three areas. It's either a material conflict, it's mental, or it's moral. Material simple. All of those could be there's not enough time, there's not enough money, I don't want to share something. But the mental is the need to be respected, the need to feel included, the need to be loved. And then, of course, the moral is you stole my orange juice.
That's
So
good.
if the first person's conflict interpretation is down here at the material, it's about nothing but orange juice,
Yeah,
but you've made it up here to the moral. You stole my orange juice.
know
You
something from me.
disrespected me by taking my orange juice. Then it can't be solved by just handing them another glass of orange juice.
Yeah, because
So you somewhere have to get on the same plane of the conflict you're actually trying to solve. So I'll do a video about that someday. With the, I have to get some M&Ms and make it a 3 minute. And then can I challenge Rico? Rico, let me challenge you, my sister friend, because
okay.
earlier you said that you were a flirt. But now in the relationship, you're saying, if I ask, are you okay? That's good enough for me. That to me is a mixed message, my sister friend. How you gonna be a flirt to somebody on the outside? Come on, come on, call on Jesus if you want to, sister friend. But you,
Uh oh.
I had to get her,
Uh
Bishop. I had to get her.
oh. Okay, Rico. Let me
I'm
see what she gonna
I'm
come back
sitting
with.
back again.
Let me see what she gonna come back with. Okay, well, we're gonna prepare to get off, but I do want people to know that relationships are work. It's work. So if you're not prepared, I understand lust. Okay, I understand you ready to hop into bed with them. You ready to do all this stuff with them. You ready to make your move on them. I understand all of that. But if you're going to be in relationship is work, and you got to be prepared for all the work that comes with that. Okay, and so don't ever mistreat or disrespect your significant other. And then don't allow them to disrespect or mistreat you, because there is a respect that should be inferred, but also stressed between the two people. So don't allow anybody to disrespect you, and you make sure you're not disrespecting anybody else. I used to always tell people, Dr. K, if you tired, don't want to be in it anymore, please let me know, because I will let you go. Okay,
Oh,
so that's important.
oh,
Thank you, Deasia. And that's important. Sometimes people do get tired of being in it. And if you're tired of relationship, honey, please let me know. And no matter how much people say they love each other or
mm,
whatever, if you're tired of being in it, then let me know. Make sure I'm the first to know. Okay. So
mm,
that, we can decide what
yeah.
we're going to do. Okay. That's important. It's important because sometimes people make up a decision in their mind, but they haven't told you. So now, if we in this together, and you
Mm-hmm.
that you tired of it, and now you on about trying to find somebody else, trying to talk to somebody else or whatever, at least give me the courtesy of letting me know, okay, so that I can move on and I can do what I need to do. Okay. So that's what's important. And I think people need to just be honest. Just be honest. And I always used to tell people all the time, when I get tired, I'll definitely let you know. Okay. And you have to have that level of
Mm,
honesty, because people can respect you if you say that, you're going to let them know, so that somebody won't think that y'all still in love. Somebody won't think that you still in love with them and you still attracted to them and you just gonna be with them forever. And all of a sudden, They got to hear, that you've been over them. Okay, so it's important to be honest. It's important to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I Okay. So, anybody with any last questions or any last comments before we get off? Because Dr. K will have me on here all night. Anybody?
Yes. Bishop, I'm telling you, I think this has been one of the best lives we've ever had. People have talked freely, they confessed, didn't they confess they were lining up, just telling the truth about, I mean, this has been rich, rich, rich. And it's helped people. And it's helped those of us that are single. I'm getting ready. Look at my pages. Look at my I got notes. I got notes. I'm gonna review these notes from my wedding vows. So I'm gonna say, wait a minute, babe, wait a minute. I got to write something about.
Let me ask this. Ask this. Don't say that you are waiting for everything in your life to be perfect in order to be in a relationship, because I promise you things will never line up. So, you never know when God will cause you to cross paths with that person that is right for you. So, oftentimes, when you're least expecting it, you may cross paths with that person. I'm not saying don't work out whatever needs to be worked out in your life. I'm not saying don't work on yourself, because please work on yourself. I'm not saying any of that, but I am saying don't say I cannot be in a relationship because I still got stuff that is not right. And I've been working on this for 10 years. I've been working on this for 15 years. You'll never be in a relationship if that's the case. Okay. Um, just whenever, I would say, whenever the Lord brings it, be open to it. And those of y'all who are given that laundry list of all the things you want in a person, and you praying about that, just be very careful. I know they used to teach that in the church. Tell God what you want, and make sure you got your list written out. You just be very careful with that list. I think the more appropriate prayer would be, God, whoever you feel is best for me is who I will receive. Okay.
Yeah.
As opposed to us giving this
Yeah.
long laundry list of what we think we want and what we think we need. Because somebody may have all of that and crazy as I don't know what. So I think the
Yeah.
better thing is
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, God, whoever you have for me, and whoever is best for me, and whoever
Mm-hmm.
best uh significant other for me, that's who I want, and that's who I'll receive. Okay. So, singleness, yes, you can be happy in your singleness. You Sometimes people have to learn to enjoy going out by themselves, learning more about yourself, and learning where your strengths are, learning where your weaknesses are, and working on yourself. It's okay to work on yourself. It's okay to, make sure that you have worked through things from past hurt, past relationships, so that you won't bring that baggage into the next relationship. Okay, because a lot of people come into the relationship with suitcases full of junk from other relationships. So when you move, you
Yes.
normally are unpacking your suitcase. But some of y'all have not unpacked. The stuff is still in the suitcase, and you're taking it to the next place. And so, I would say, before you get into that next relationship, unpack the suitcase, take out all that stuff the other person gave you, and leave it, and don't bring it into the next one. Okay. Shout out to DA, who's on here tonight. Yes, leave that stuff and don't start comparing the new person that you're involved with the old person. That's never a good thing to do. Every person deserves a
Amen.
clean slate. Every person deserves to make their own mistakes, and deserves to have a fresh start with you. Okay. And please, before I get off, please don't take that new person to all the old places you and your old person went with. Okay. Let's make some new memories,
Woo!
make
Yeah.
memories,
Yeah.
and explore some new things together. Okay.
Well, I have two Bishop Rico's wanting to just have 2 minutes in the box so she can defend herself, but because it's your live, I think you have to be the one to actually do it. So I think you have to touch that blue and pink button, and then you'll see her name. But I want to say to everybody in the live this evening, I thank God for you coming, and the many that have come in and jumped in to see what it's about, and then they leave because they're still getting a touch of what I'm telling you, I have been exposed to more preachers and pastors than I could ever count in my lifetime. But I'm telling you, we are blessed beyond measure to have someone of the caliber of Bishop Abrams take time. It's late at night, y'all, and it's Friday night. It's, and she's here with us still. No, what she deserves the nickname the people's bishop because she has a heart for people. I told her earlier this week I've been praying for her, and I want y'all to just pray for Bishop. Take time somewhere in the week and say, God, let me dedicate this time to pray, because I thought about it. If you were a farmer and they put all your herds behind glass and said you can't touch them for 2 years. You don't touch them, you don't interact with them. And that's what Bishop's been going through for 2 years with the pandemic, of not being able to reach out and hug her flock. And she loves the little kids. She's hugging the kids, and the she just I'm telling you, she's a rare jewel in this day and age, and she's blessed us with a recovery mission for souls that have been wounded by the church. And so she deserves for us to hold her up in prayer. That's the least that we can do.
Thank
Yes, Jazzy, my
you.
favorite bitch, mine too, girl, mine too. And so I actually kind of, it's kind of uncomfortable to, you ain't supposed to fuss at the bishop, but I said, Bishop, on one of your videos, you said one of our favorite. I said, you're supposed to say that. You're supposed to say TikTok, your favorite bishop. And I said, stick to the script, Bishop. Stick to the script.
Right.
And then I
You
thought, oh
did.
God, she's
Yeah.
going to get me because I said I was fussing at her. It, I said, I apologize for saying fussing. I was looking out for my bishop. Let's say that. And so we got to look out for our bishop, y'all. And you can look out for her in prayer. Amen. And so, and as always, and I'm big on giving to the preacher. I'm telling you, Bishop Cash App, $ Bishop Allyson Abrams. That's her personal. This ain't going to the church. You don't see the church sitting here. You see Bishop sitting here. So we're gonna bless her. And she and First L loved Cold Stone Creamery. It doesn't have to be elaborate. She loved the kiwi something or others at Starbucks. You know,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
let's bless let's bless our bishop and pray for our bishop, and
Yes.
and join ELC. Yes, oh, that's my there we go. Come on, evangelist, preach. Okay. Join ELC as a member if you don't have a church. Empowerment Liberation Cathedral.org. Bishop's easy to find. She's right here on TikTok with her name, Bishop Allyson Abrams.
Yeah.
How hard could that be? We got this. And so, saying all that, and then, okay. But she's right, because look, I got my, come on, y'all. I'm, I'm,
Got your notes.
I'm telling you, we're good. We're good. I got my notes. I think we need another session of this. What do you all think? Everybody type in yes.
Well, we
Yes.
one that can talk more about the relationships. I think it's important because so many people did not go to counseling when they got married, or now that they're engaged, they still haven't been in counseling. And so, you need something to help you to be able to stay together and help you deal with these two personalities that have collided in this relationship. So I think it's important that we talk about it. Uh, Let me say, Rico, we'll put Rico, ask Rico, can we put her up next week? Because I really do need to sign off. Unless
Yes.
Dr. K,
Yes.
uh, you want to, I don't think you can stay on without me. Um, but we'll
No,
get Rico.
and
Let, let me get
and
Rico.
plus,
Go ahead. What'd
yeah,
you say
she's
there?
saying okay, she'll come on next time.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then plus, I confess to you all, I am definitely aware that I have a concussion at this point. I'm tired. My neck hurts. My head hurts. So I'm going to admit that. And when we get off of here, I'm going to get some sleep.
Please. Please do. Please do. And you all remember Dr. K in your prayers. We're glad that she's okay, and she needs to follow the doctor's instructions, and make sure she's resting. So we're going to end our live at this time. Thank you so much. I'm not sure what time we're coming on. Y'all check with Dr. K to see when she'll be back on. Usually I'm on here on Fridays, but Dr. K is on during the week. So she'll put up a post, let you guys know when we'll be back on. Okay. But we hope to see you back here. Don't forget to follow Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. We're on Sundays. This Sunday is Mental Health Awareness Sunday. I need y'all to know that there are lots of people who are living with mental illness, who are living with brain trauma, and who just have some challenges. And so we're talking about that on Sunday at our church, Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. So if you're in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Delaware, Pennsylvania area, join us. We'll be in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. If not, you can join us online on Facebook Live. You can join us on YouTube Live and on Roku. I think we're on Roku at Empowerment Lib Cathedral. But it is Mental Health Awareness Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's 10 a.m. Central, and that is 8 a.m. Pacific time. So please mark your calendars. We will be talking about mental health on Sunday. And so we try to make sure that we're aware and we set our calendars to bring those types of things to you when those Sundays come around. So 11 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. Okay. Blessings to you. Good night, everybody. And please be safe on this weekend. Good night, Dr. K.